Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at JASMY. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just add mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Okay, so let's get into it. Effectively what we've got here is we just have a three-wave structure to the downside currently. There is potential it could extend out and become something else, but for the most part, at the moment, the way I'm looking at it is in a few ways. So we're going to talk about just quickly some of these sort of macro scales things. So basically, we can potentially just look at it as a WXY, in which case it has actually come down to that 0.854 zone, so it could technically be completed. So what this could mean is that we could start to see a move to the upside here. So potentially this could either be a start of a new trend, or this could just be a corrective wave where we actually move back up. And I'm just going to throw on these fib zones, where we could actually just move back up and retest some of these zones and then actually look to continue down one more time. So we'd want to see good structure playing out here in 5-wave moves, and actually want to move up past this X-wave high for a bit more clarity that we have completed this move. Because as long as we stay below this, potentially this can actually look to extend down one more time. So there's some key areas here. The 380 would be the lower down area, but we can see actually this 236 is right on these the lower end of this support that we had and lost. So we're actually coming up to retest this, so we need to just be careful that we don't actually get a rejection off this zone and actually set a new low. The another area of interest would be the 618, because it would be just above this X wave high. So even if we do move up here, we'll have to monitor the move. But it is still possible to do something like this and actually form a bigger corrective move where this becomes a connector wave here as a B or an X, and then actually we look to push down one more time. So we need to just give this some space and see how it plays out before we start to get too bullish on it. Basically, the other way I'm looking at this, we're just going to cycle through these quickly. I'm going to turn this fib off. But the other way, what we need to be careful of is, like I said, we're coming up to this important zone here. We could have something like this even play out, where we have this as a W, X, a Y, and then potentially looking for an X wave and a continuation for that Z wave to the downside. So we can see that one-to-one of that Z wave would actually be 0.00037. That would be one-to-one. We don't have to move one-to-one down. We have to move at least sort of the 618 zone. But until we actually lose this low, we can still look for some bullish potential to push to the upside here. But I would be cautious, like I said, around this one-to-one here at this 0.1238 area. If we do move into that zone there is a possibility we could actually get a rejection off of this zone and then actually look to move back to the downside again. Whether this Z wave moves all the way to that one-to-one, or we just form an additional three-wave structure down, take the low, and then actually look to move up from there, that is still also a possibility. So the other option that I'm currently looking at, but this is only valid for as long, it is still valid at the moment, and I am still looking at the potential that we could look at this as a 1, 2, 3, looking for a fourth and a fifth as a diagonal. So this would be viable for as long as we don't actually cross above this 0.1237 area. If we do move above that, that would invalidate this potential for a diagonal, and then rather I'd still be looking for that WXYZ potential, or alternatively we could be starting to make a bigger move to the upside here, potentially coming to look to challenge some of these higher zones. So this X-wave high would be an important one, and then obviously the top of the move. Okay, so let's talk about the possibility that we could be completed. So if we are completed, effectively we could be looking for a breakout from this point. And there's two ways that I'm looking at this move. We can either potentially count this like I have it here, as this is a 1, 2, effectively this is a 3 into here, 4 and a 5, and then we have a completed 5-wave structure, looking potentially for this to be either an A wave or a wave 1. So depending on how high this moves, it will change the potential on what it is. We do have to be careful, however, because if we fail to break down deeper here, we could also argue that we have something like this playing out, where it's still a third wave, a fourth, and we have a fifth to the upside still. So for as long as we actually hold this zone here, the 0.0532, what we can do is actually look for some progression to the upside. And it's possible we've come down into this zone already, but the problem is the way it looks is that we've come down in a 5-wave structure here. So what I'd be looking for is the potential to actually come down one more time and look to test some of these lows. Let's go into the smaller time frame here. So we can argue that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to the downside here. So effectively what we could then be looking for is potential to come back down one more time here off of this current structure high. The 1-to-1 would be here at this 00540 zone. Alternatively, we could actually still look to push up a little bit more here. So we have actually come up to this zone here of the 702. So it is possible we could look to reject down from this area. However, it is also possible that we could move up a little bit higher and potentially look to that 786. Let's see what the 1-to-1 is off of this current structure here. So the 1-to-1 would actually be up here at this 00822. If we do move up to there, you know, we can still argue that we could still look for that potential to come down in another 5-wave move, potentially down into this box area again, and then look for that 5th. However, we could also argue that we could potentially start this move to the upside. We'd have to look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. If that was the case and we're looking for it, but it also could just be an A, a B, and a C with a flat in here as well, you know, or an A, B, and then we still got a C wave to come. So there's a couple of ways of reading this. If we were looking for that potential for a bullish move here, what I would be anticipating is a move sort of down towards this area of this 50% again to the 786. So that would be this 6722 to this 6222 zone. You know, somewhere within there would be a typical B wave or wave 2 position. And then if we do manage to actually hold this low of this 5872, then we could look to potentially form a structure directly up here where we get something like this, where this becomes a 1, we come back for a 2, potentially to this 50% line. Look for that 3, 4, and a 5 to the upside. If we did move to that 50% line, we'd only get confirmation of a 5-wave move by actually moving above this zone here of this 001042. So that would actually look to extend this out slightly from our typical box that we are looking for here. So this is just a common zone for a 5th wave. It depends exactly how it plays out. The subwave structure is more important when it comes to these target zones because we can get extensions. So, you know, we can actually look for this to potentially push up here. If this does start to push up even higher than this zone, effectively what we'd be needing to be careful of is the fact that within this we could have some extensions, and we can argue the potential that, you know, this could be a 1-2, this could be a 1-2, this could be a 1-2, and then actually we look to start to break much higher here. Though only really by pushing up past this zone here of this 01401 would we actually get a confirmation of that, where then we would have something like this. Even if we do come down one more time but we manage to hold this low, we could see a bigger impulsive move to the upside like that, where we get a 4th and a 5th, and then basically that would just mean that we had some extension in here, and we'd have to potentially then look at this as a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then basically we'd have another 2 5th waves to come to the upside. But there is no confirmation of this, and really until we actually break back above this high point here, the possibility of breaking down one more time, so until we actually break above 8365, the possibility of breaking down is more likely given the count. I think, you know, it would make it neater to see one more drop down here. However, if we do maintain this low, we can still look for that potential push up. Ideally, what I'd want to see is a deeper move. So if we do looking for this as a deeper wave 2 here, what I'd want to see is actually move back down with this 4780 to this 3465 zone. And from there, what we'd then want to see is actually, I've just gone off of this 618 zone. It could be higher up at this 50%, but we're just going off that 618 area. If we did move to that 618, a move up past this 0257 area would actually give us confirmation of a 3rd, then we'd look for a 4th and a 5th. So there is some bullish possibility here. We need to hold these key support zones though. If we manage to hold this top one here, then we could look for that progression to the upside one more time for a 5th wave. However, if we do break below this 50% zone, it becomes more likely that actually we're looking for this as a wave 2, and then potentially we could look at this to push to the upside here, up towards this bigger target of this 2576 if it is going to be an impulse. Alternatively, we can also see here that, so this yellow line here is the 1-to-1 off of this 618. So if we actually did move up like this rather, and just have a 3-wave structure, that would actually satisfy that idea of having an X wave coming into this position here. Because if I throw back on the WXYZ, we can see that that 1-to-1 of that X wave is actually sitting here at this point of this 1238. So a move up like this, just in a 3-wave structure, we'd have to be careful that that couldn't complete a corrective structure here as an X, a connector wave, and then actually we look to break down one more time. So we need to just be a little bit cautious of this zone. What we'd want to see is a blast through this and get up to this 2576 for more confidence that we're in a bullish structure. So yeah, that's just what we're looking at for the moment. We'll keep you up to date as the moves happen. But if you did enjoy the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. In there, you'll also find a affiliate link for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT, both great exchanges we use regularly when we're doing our trades. Check them out if you don't have an account. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel. Just want to leave it there and say, have a great weekend, everyone. See you in the next one.